Okay, what we have here is a prime example of utter shit. I don't even know how this thing still works, honestly. So what you have here is a compact Presario 2500 laptop computer. This is a Pentium 4 mobile notebook. That's why it's so goddamn thick. Let's just put that out of the way now. Now, why did I get this piece of garbage when I knew it was going to be a piece of shit? With, I don't know, worn paint on the heatsink, cracked plastics, worn paint in the palm rest, corners are worn, look back scratched to hell. Yeah, those were me. I took this apart to see if I could fix the backlight issue, and I did. Yeah, I got that going. Yeah, I tried to fix it. But why did I waste my time on this? Well, this is a $5 laptop, so I figured if it doesn't work, get parts out of it at least. So I'm not going to feel too bad if I end up having to rip this stupid thing apart and call it a day. But I also got it because of this. A Targus power adapter. This is a universal plug. I got like 10 plugs with it. These are worth like 20 to 30 bucks on their own. So, if the notebook's broken, I don't care. I got it for the power adapter. This is a bonus. A bonus to be my parts bin soon, most likely. Now, if someone give me a suggestion, I make this practical to fix. I get a hard drive caddy, a new bottom plate, and maybe a better 40 to 80 gig IDE drive. Please let me know. Oh, and make it so I can get those screws in place, and I get the jack repaired properly. Then it'll be worth my time. But until then, I'm pretty much probably gonna consign this to parts bin. But as I said, some people are gonna be like, "Why don't you fix the piece of shit? It's probably fixable." Well, yes, you can fix anything you wanted, but is it really practical to fix a Pentium for a laptop? That's a dick burner, basically. No, not unless you get done really fucking cheaply. So enough of the rambling. Let's just get on to the test of it. Does this stupid thing even work? I know the answer already because I already tested and I was able to sort of fix it. But it's still awful. Oh, and the battery's stone dead. So we'll go over the ports later there because I forgot. I give this about 10 fucking years to go off the Linux CD. Why am I not using a flash drive? Well, to put it quite bluntly, this is old ass hardware. It's probably not going to do it. So CDs do come in handy sometimes. Hold on. I'm going to let this boot, then I'm going to get back to the video because I know it's going to take 10 motherfucking years as usual. Well, good news. It boots into Linux, no problem. But if we boot into this hard drive, it's going to be like, Windows has to activate unless you give us a fucking license key that you don't want to use. You're not booting this shit. Yeah, fuck you, Microsoft. You should have released a fucking patch. Yeah. So much for that, I guess. Yeah. Getting into Windows XP wasn't engaged very far anyway. So the other two computers, one of them's a desktop, the other one's once again another laptop, and the third is a printer, which I'm not going to waste my time on because I can't get the fucking ink for it. Well, I can't get one of the cartridges. So it boots rather slowly because, once again, this is a Pentium 4 laptop. Yeah. I'd be surprised that Wi-Fi card's compatible. Oh, no, it isn't, apparently. So, yeah, it boots and it does shit, but the Wi-Fi card from the factory is compatible. It's a mini PCI, so good luck finding it. But yeah, the screen also has damage on it. Look there, there's a mark there and a bunch of scratches there. Yeah, this screen's awful. So, yeah. Piece of shit. Bought it for the power adapter. I don't give a single fuck about the laptop. I tried to fix it reasonably. I can't. I can only really fix the hardware issues. The cosmetic shit, this bottom plate's gonna fucking fail soon anyway, so I don't want it to break on me. I need to get a caddy for it. Probably some air plastics. And a palm rest. And it could work, but what's the point of spending 10 to 20 bucks on a palm plate, like 25 on a palm rest, this one works, just paint worn. And even more, what's I spend like 30 to 40 bucks fixing the laptop when the power adapter I got was probably worth around that. Yeah, it's not fucking worth my time. I bought this solely for parts and power adapter, so next time you see it, it's gonna be in parts. Piece of shit. Up next, we're going to go into the other laptop. Then we're going to work on the desktop when I'm done getting it the way I need it. Okay, hopefully this won't focus this time. This is the second thing I got from the yard sales this year. And it's the Dell Optiplex GX270. I paid 10 bucks for this. And well, it works. Which is nice, knowing that these things from a certain time frame, from about, let me see what from about 4/1/2003 to 3/20/2004, these were known for bad capacitors. So to see one in the wild like this working is pretty significant, honestly. Well, I don't think mine's ever going to get bit by that. I hope. Because as you see here, this one works, and mine was made in 10/12/04. Which is like 6 or 8 months after the capacitor plague hit ones died. So I think this one will last. So what specs am I running on it? Now, we'll get into the original specs later. XP Pro, XP Service Pack 3. This is an OEM version. This is not the OEM install, an OEM Dell disk install. And a P426 gigahertz 259 with 2 gigs RAM. This originally had Windows XP Pro, and I had to wipe the drive. In fact, I do that standard because I don't want to see what people put on these things because I don't need to know. It's a privacy thing. As the CPU, it used to have a 2.8 Prescott, but I completely removed that for a Northwood just because that thing ran so fucking hot that it heated my room up. No, thank you. Because I had Northwood P4, so I was like, I'll use it. I also upgraded the hard drive from 80 gigs from the original 40 gig. Originally, I thought this person who sold us wanted this back, but he said I could keep it. He just wanted proof it was wiped. Oh, and the rails were a little dodgy on this. They were broken, so I just threw those on and put new ones in. Oh, and the last upgrade I made was I took the CDRW out, which is seen here, for a DVD burner, which is a staple for these things, being very few of them burners. So, and I have one, so I might as well install it. That's the original amount of RAM. It's only had half a gig when I got it, so I figured I'd give it some RAM and be done with it. Now, why did I get this thing? And why does it look like shit in this TV? I got it for old games, honestly. Like old games like Doom, some of the games like Freddy Fish I used to play years ago. Yeah, make fun of me all you fucking want in the comments. You'll get blocked instantly. I don't fucking care if you get mad at me for saying that. Whatever. But yeah, I got some range old games I wanted to play again, and old games like Doom, and because that's a floppy drive. So I really got it because of the floppy drive, and it would be good for XP game, older games and XP. So yeah, as you see, it works. We'll see if Ian shows up here. Yeah, there you go. It's a Windows x86. I updated the Service Pack 3 before I filmed it. You could view that if you want. Yeah, I hope you got that because this is. Yeah, the chip I installed is a 533 megahertz FSB with half a kilobyte 512K cache. So it's definitely a Northwood. And honestly, I don't miss that Prescott. I've had it running for like 2 days now, and if I didn't take that stupid Prescott out, it probably would have heated my room up, honestly. Also, this is a small form factor, so that could save a little heat. Well, oh wait, it'll save a lot of heat, so it's probably less likely to fail from capacitor failure because the processor got too hot. I mean, it could still fail if it was made within that range of bad machines that went bad. But I know it's not going to fail because of the Prescott heat. It's going to fail of age or bad capacitors because it was made during that, but it wasn't sold then. But I seriously doubt that's the case. So, yeah. This did come with XP Pro, though, so keep that in mind. So, there you go. There's my XP gaming machine, I guess you could call it. With the DVD-RW upgrade, 80 gig hard drive, a Northwood upgrade, and I bumped 2 gigs of RAM. Which seems to be a magic number for XP, being XP only really sees 3.25 gigs anyway. Because it's a 32-bit operating system, and unfortunately can't address more than 3.25 in XP. Vista and up, you could address 3.5 gigs depending on your hardware, but shit like this would still only address 3.25. So, yeah. Generally, the Vista and up, it's 3.25 to 3.5, but XP, it's 3.25 solid. There's no getting around the limitation because it's 32-bit software. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. The compact's in pieces now because it's not fucking worth my time to fix. Okay, I'll do a quick explanation of the printer. Dash J20 CSC needs ink. You can't get the color anymore. HP stopped making the color, but you can still get the black. And it's from 96. So yeah, it's old as fuck and uninteresting, but if you want an explanation on the printer, you got it. I don't think anyone will. In fact, if you want to dislike the video because I explained it, just tell me and I'll redo this clip. It's not a big deal. Oh, and while I strip this notebook down for parts, just know I said something about God. I don't believe in no gods. I live in a religious family, so sometimes it slips. I personally think it's a whole load of horseshit. So, if you heard that reference, don't take it seriously, but I'm already filming the video to correct that. So I'm not putting this notebook back together because I've already made progress. So, just don't take it seriously. I'll definitely not let that slip again. Oops. Oh, and this seems to be a recurring theme for these videos is I forgot to flip the USB port cover back. Yes, it has this, and yes, all the ports are intact. So I've never broken this thing, and I still got the Dell logo. I don't think this was owned by a school, honestly, because if this was owned by a school, one of two things would happen. It'd be missing the covers, which are typical for them. This thing would have the Dell logo missing. or be scratched to shit like it was destroyed by scissors by 10-year-olds, or this just be gone, and or this be broken off entirely. Well, at least the Dell logo, and that wouldn't be there. Sometimes home users do it too, but most of these machines that are like that generally come from schools. The reason kids will abuse the stuff is it's not their computer, they don't care, so they abuse the fuck out of the school's equipment, never get in trouble, and keep doing it. And then when the stuff gets passed along, the store's missing, and you gotta find it or live without it. So that's another thing about this that makes me think it was owned by a company or something, or it was a personally owned machine. I don't know the details though, and because I can't get the owner's details off of Dell, unfortunately. So I don't know enough to get it. But yeah, this thing's usable, I'd say. But having the door is nice too, but not necessary. You really don't need it, that's the truth. In fact, without it, it's a lot easier to get to the ports, but it's ugly as fuck. I don't want to break that, so I'm going to leave it on. But it's possible to move that door, believe it or not, if you don't want it. Just store it safely if you have it, so you could say, hey, my machine didn't come from a school and was abused by fucking 10-year-olds. And if you have the store, then you can just put it on when you sell the machine. So if you hate the door so much, take it off, safely store it, and don't let it get abused. Got it? Because having this door will make it worth a few bucks more. Not having it will take away a little value, but having this door is not an excuse to fucking price gouge these things. This is why it's worthless now. XP Pentium 4. These are end of life. This is out of support as of April 8th. So don't go fucking gouging these either, people. Even though you probably will, you're fucking on fucking eBay cracking, as you fuckers usually are. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the printer really quick. However, I'm not going to turn it on. I'm just going to show this thing on video because I need to get ink for it, and the color's going to be a bitch to find. So what you have here is an 820 CSE for Windows. It's a professional series. And yeah, there's your specs. Close to view them, so you can even get my microphone will even focus on them. Okay, focus if you want to read those or pause this video. But as you see here by my note, with my A+ handwriting, it needs ink. I have the cartridges, but I was soaking them for 2 days to see if I could recover them, but these cartridges are just wasted. You can't save these for shit. So I need to get new ink for them. And even worse, as I found out, the color's no longer produced for this printer. So I need to go dig in for a refurb now, if I want to get ink for it. But I can still get the black for it. And there's something cool about these old HPs, is you can have an empty color per se, and still use the printer. Is the top half incorrect? Yes, it is, apparently. This uses a 45 black. I can confirm it works. But there's one problem with it. Well, two, I should say. One is software. This thing only really works in Windows 3.x in 95 and 98, maybe. It doesn't like 2000 and up for some reason, because of the HP language it uses. It's so fucking weird that it doesn't really work on anything else but those operating systems. So it's really useless for new computers, unless you emulate Windows 95 to use it. And the other thing is, when I got it, the previous one I took a stab at opening it, which was nice because I had to go in there and fix the paper jam really quick, thinking it could be recovered. Well, it can't, because as I said, it only works at the HP PPE language, I think, which only really works in 3.1 95. Well, maybe 98. But yeah, you can't get the color for this thing. The blacks are out there, and I have one, but it only really works well in Windows. I tried in Linux and get it to work, but it doesn't work after you get to the end of the document. It just cuts off. It loses its mind or something. So Yeah, $2 for a piece of crap. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't pay too much because I'm probably just gonna trash this thing at some point. Although I might get the ink for it. I don't know yet. If I do get the ink for it, I'll definitely make a video on it again. Because it does have some potential to be used for legacy systems because it's a true PCL printer, basically. Meaning it's hardware printing. It predates 932C in that regard, so you can use it with DOS. Which makes this kind of valuable, honestly. But it still sucks I can't get a new color for it without digging for a refurb. At some point, the supplies could dry up, so I can't print color at some point, and then we have to trash it. Then I'm going to go to the 842C for DOS printing, basically. So yeah, that's it for the video. Or the videos and the Yardsale stuff. We got a compact I gutted for parts. Once again, I don't believe in fucking fairy tales. I have a book that was written by man, so any references to that, please ignore them. I don't feel like refilming it. An Optiplex I got going. And this monstrosity here, which I'll probably get ink for at some point, but not anytime soon. If I find ink cheap, I'm definitely going to grab some, though. Because I want to see this work again. For Windows 3.1, 95, and 98, basically. So, it's a good legacy unit. That's about it. But right now, she needs ink. But I'll put her in service at some point anyway.